of vaccination by vaccinating people above the age of 45 without underlying healthcare conditions. Here's a report on some of the questions that frequently cross our minds.
Today onwards, all those above 45 can get vaccinated and they will not require a certificate showing that they have no comorbidities to get vaccinated in India. So far, all people above the age of 60 and those above 45 with comorbidities were being vaccinated, apart from medical professionals and frontline workers. Now more people will queue up. Here are the most frequently asked questions. Why are people getting infected despite getting the vaccine?
After the first dose, which is only the priming dose, enough immunity is not built up to provide protection against COVID infection. It is after the second dose, which is the booster dose, that strong immunity is built up, and that prevents any infection from proceeding to severe disease.
Have got both doses, but does it mean that I will not get COVID-19? You may still get infected, but it will manifest as a mild disease or even remain asymptomatic. The risk of severe disease and death will be greatly reduced, even if you are infected, say experts. Do I need to wear a mask after getting the shot?
Yes, you certainly need to follow all the COVID-appropriate behavior, including sanitizing your hands as frequently as you can, washing your hands as frequently as you can, wearing the mask, and not just wearing the mask, but also wearing it right. Also ensuring social distancing, because getting the shot against COVID-19 makes you inoculated. It doesn't really make you invincible.
How long does it take for immunity to be built?
Full protection after vaccination with the COVID-19 vaccine is thought to set in 2 weeks after the second dose. However, with Covishield, there is some protection afforded even 3 weeks after the first dose. We are awaiting data on the Covaxin trial to know if there is partial protection after the first dose or not.
Does the vaccine act against new variants?
Both Covishield and Covaxin have in vitro neutralization data to suggest that they do retain efficacy against some variants of concern, like B.1.1.7, the variant of concern identified in the United Kingdom. The Covishield vaccine, AstraZeneca abroad, had a reduction in efficacy in a small trial in South Africa against mild moderate infections caused by B.1.351, the variant of concern identified in South Africa.
As of now, evidence is still accumulating, even as the virus itself is evolving to create new variants. Both vaccines available in India appear to be effective against the variants noted in Britain. Their efficacy against a variant from South Africa is uncertain, as conflicting reports have come on the AstraZeneca vaccine, which appears to have the property of vaccine escape more than any other variant. How many need the shot to develop herd immunity?
Experts all over the world are divided in their opinion as to what percentage of people in a country will need to be fully vaccinated or naturally immune to stop the pandemic from spreading. Very high numbers, such as 80%, have been quoted. As to whether herd immunity will be achieved, we will soon know from the experience of smaller nations that have been able to vaccinate the majority of their population.
When will children get the shot? Most of the earlier vaccine trials started for people who are at least 18 years of age and did not include children. Some trials later extended to 12 years. Recently, makers of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine have announced that trials will be carried out in children under 12 years from as young as 6 months. We have to wait for evidence of safety and efficacy from each of these trials before any recommendations can be made for vaccinating children.
Well, it's time for a quick break here. On the other side, a special news bulletin for the hearing impaired.